Hey everyone, this is your girl Niqua C. Austin. I'm coming to you from home. Everybody knows I normally don't do my videos on a Friday, and I'm sure y'all wondering why I'm doing a video today. I'm actually doing a video today because it is seriously disturbing how we do not talk about suicide. As of this morning, I found out that one of CNN's best hosts, Anthony Bourdain, committed suicide, and he was found unresponsive in his home this morning. So this is coming to y'all on the real, straight, no chaser. I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about depression. Some of y'all know what depression is. Majority of us do have it. And even though I did go live on Tuesday about having battles of my own with depression, I noticed that my actual video on Tuesday did not get a lot of views. So I'm actually doing this one again to see how far we can actually share this video along the masses. With me coming from the Glitz and Glamz Chronicles, this is very important to me. It's something that hits home, and it is very vital that people talk about their issues. Those who are watching my video, if you can please do me one favor and just invite at least one person to attend and watch this video, that would be awesome. So while I'm doing this much, definitely want to talk about how, depression, how serious depression is. I do know some people don't like talking about it, and that is completely understandable. Some people feel like they are ashamed. Some people feel like they're different or they're crazy. But just to want to let y'all know, you are not crazy for what is going on in your head. Depression is very serious. Panic attacks are serious. Anything going on with the mental health is serious. Please be aware, as I put out a disclaimer, that I am not a psychiatrist, counselor, or therapist, and I do not wish to do so, but these are solely my opinions. Now that we have the disclaimer out the way, want to be able to explain to y'all exactly what depression is and how it affects people. I can't speak for everybody's situations. I can only speak for my own. So if this hits home for you and it's relatable to you, then please continue to watch. If not, you may leave this video, because I am very serious about what it is I'm going to talk about. Depression to me is it's a very mental thing. It can take over your whole mindset, and it even can create a lot of disturbing problems in your mind. As being a manic depressive myself, I understand how it feels when one minute you're happy and the next minute you are down. Definitely can relate to other people when they're having panic attacks and the like. I can honestly say that my depression started at the age of 14 when I was constantly being bullied by people at home because I was different from everybody else, because I looked different, because I was a plus size girl way before my time plus size, way before the term plus size even became an official word as part of our own dictionary. And because of that, yes, we all did a lot of teasing back in the day with each other, but because times are so serious right now, suicide is one of the number one things that are going on in this country today. And because we refuse to go get the help and the treatment that we need, or to be able to take the medications that we are prescribed, we do not want to face our demons. I consider depression a demon simply because the mindset of having depression definitely can take a lot on. It can take a lot on you. It not only just affects you, but it also affects those who love you and surround you every day. It affects your family, it affects your children, it even affects you at your job or wherever else you may belong. And some people think that we're, having depression is just something that you can actually walk away from, or you can just shake it off and say, you know what, it is what it is. Or you have other people that's basically telling you, you know what, you can actually, if you want to talk about it, give me a call, let's talk about it. But, when that time comes, when we are ready to take that knife or take those pills or pop those pills or anything that we feel is disturbing to us, and then we decide to, make that call to that person that told us to reach out to them, when they are no longer available, it's like, what do you do? the worst thing I can honestly say with having depression is that actually being at home alone can really impact it really can impact your life, because you have things in your home that you can actually utilize that would actually take you out. And you have, your medications, you OD on medications, or you take the blade and you want to put it to your neck, or, you want to take the gun and blow your brains out, or even something as simple like Kate Spade. She took a scarf and hung herself in the closet. Now, I do know that there are a lot of people out here who don't feel comfortable talking about it because of the fact that, God forbid, or, rest in peace to those who have committed suicide, whether it's been your child or it's been your spouse or even a long-lost relative or even one of your best friends. Those who have witnessed someone taking their life because of whatever is going on, please, you have my condolences. I am actually grateful that I was one of the ones that were saved from trying to commit suicide, because I did not feel like I belonged anywhere and everywhere. Even when I had my son and I was going through disturbing times with my mom's ex-fiance, who physically and verbally abused me every single day, things like that actually took its toll to when my mom actually did leave him, that we stayed in the hotel. But the bad part was I actually developed panic attacks, in which I couldn't even go into a store and be around a whole lot of people. I was scared to drive. I was scared to walk. I was scared to take my son anywhere. And I mean, people don't honestly think that this is real, but this is truly real. And a lot of people need to step up and say, you know what? You need to admit that, yes, I have a problem. And yes, I may catch some slack off this video, but at this point I don't care, because depression has became such a big issue all of a sudden that a lot of people need to step up and stand out and say, you know what, if you have depression, I can be there for you. A lot of us people here in the world don't even want to support a person that do have depression or that has panic attacks, that gets scared when something happens, that doesn't like to be alone. And instead of us trying to help each other out and build each other up, we're too busy trying to tear each other down, or we're trying to sweep everything under the rug, or we just don't want to talk about it because we are ashamed. And especially for my African American community, we should never be ashamed of what is going on inside of us. Sometimes it takes more than just talking to our spouses or talking to our parents or talking to a close friend in order for us to get the help that we deserve. Sometimes we do have to reach out and speak to a therapist or a counselor or a psychiatrist in order to get the help that we need. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that you have help. It is best to admit that you have help, that you need assistance now, because it may be too late when the time, when the opportunity presents itself. And so I'm not going to keep y'all too long on here, but I basically wanted to let y'all know suicide is real. Depression is real. I'm seeing a lot of posts on Facebook, especially today, where a lot of people are admitting to the fact that they do have depression and they decided that they needed to go get some help. And I promise you, getting help is the best thing that you need. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you have a mental issue. Everybody goes through their ups and downs, but it's the ones that are, how they put it, the ones who are strong enough to actually deal with the situation are the ones that you don't even know is going through the situation. And I can actually speak that one from existence, because a lot of people did not know until Tuesday that I have been diagnosed with manic depression since I was 14, and it's been 20 years and I'm still here. And yes, I have my medications, and again, no, I don't take them because I don't like the way I feel. So I took a different approach and started meditation and started taking up yoga and making sure that a lot of the things that are going on in my life are stress-free. Now, there will be some times where I do go off the brink and kind of lose my mind and retrace myself and go back into actual mindset of a child, but those are actual things that are going on in my head. Nothing that I'm telling you right now is made up. Not saying anything that is coming out of my mouth right now is not made up. It is actually true. And I'm sure that people who know me from Farmville, VA, they don't know everything about me because I don't like people to know my business, but because of what it is that I do and the platform that I stand on, I was willing to open up and share exactly what's going on in my life. Not so much as what's going on in my life, but the things I have experienced, in order to reach other people, for them to understand that, hey, you're not the only one that is going through this situation. I can actually help you get through this situation. What may work for me may not work for you, but at least that you have a shoulder to cry on, or you have a hand that you can hold that actually can say, yeah, we can push through this situation together. Because a lot of us do not have the support that we need in order to help us get through it. And at the same time, a lot of us are like sitting here going out of our mind like, what in the world is going on with me? I don't understand why I feel the way I feel. And a lot of people will ask us, hey, is everything okay? We'll tell you no. Is there anything I can help you with? I don't even know what's going on with me. I can't explain it. If I could explain it to you, I could. But a lot of times we are not able to even explain our own situations and why we go through the things that we go through. And then when you start to dig deep and realize exactly what it is that we are dealing with, it then becomes reality to sit here and say to ourselves, oh, I didn't know that you was going through that. Well, maybe if you'd have picked up the phone and found out what was going on with us, maybe we can actually tell y'all and feel comfortable to share. Because like I stated on Tuesday, some people you can actually tell your business to, and then there's others you can't tell your business to. Like, we also have children out here that are committing suicides every single day. And the one thing I want to let our parents know, please, please, please be active in your child's life. Do not sit here and allow other materialistic things, or even so much as a job, because I consider a job materialistic because you can actually work from home. Don't allow materialistic things to become your oversight, and you don't pay attention to what's going on in your home, because you never know what's going on in the mind of a child. A child is always watching what it is that we are doing. They may not like what we're doing, but they will repeat it later on in life. And that's a known fact. Always, always, always give yourself an opportunity to stop what it is that you are doing and pay attention to what's going on in your child's mind, because you don't know exactly how that child is feeling, where that child mind is, if you're always pushing things to the side and sliding it up under a rug. Especially my African American community, we are famous for doing so. I actually talked about this on Tuesday, and I'm going to reiterate it today. As young children, we was always taught that we did not need to see a psychiatrist or therapist or counselor, because we would be looked at as being crazy. And right now in 2018, we are losing children by the hour simply because we want to continue to hold our head up high, keep that pride in our heart, instead of trying to tear that pride down and admitting that our child may have not a disability, but a mental health issue. And then after admitting that our child has a mental health issue, getting the treatment and the help that they deserve. And a lot of us are not doing that right now. And we need to go out here and we need to speak that to our children and become that advocate for our children. Just because I'm an advocate for speaking personally, just because I'm an advocate for Autism Speaks does not mean that I can't speak about anything else, because I can. There's a lot of things that people don't know about me that I actually went through. And so I try to talk about those things when I'm actually doing these live videos for y'all. So definitely keep in mind, keep an open mind and an open heart. If you see someone that is struggling, please help them out. If someone is telling you that they want to commit suicide, get the number for the suicide awareness and make sure that you make the phone call. If they're not willing to make the phone call, then you be the bigger person and make the phone call for them. Yes, they probably will be mad with you in the end, but at least you did what you were supposed to do, so that you can not just reap the reward, but also say that, yes, I did what I was supposed to do. I did help my fellow man to get the help that they needed. They may not liked it, they may not wanted it, but you did what you were supposed to do. To me, that speaks volumes, and you don't have to go out here and tell everybody what it is that you are doing. People do care what it is that you are doing, but at the same time, they really don't give a monkey's butt what it is that you are doing. And then, like I said on Tuesday today, some people like to do it to get the glory. I don't like doing nothing to get the glory because it doesn't mean nothing to me. What means to me is when judgment day comes and God asks me, did you help your fellow man? I can sit here and tell him yes and tell him how many times I helped him because he already has it written down in the book of gold. So that's my whole theory about it. And, you know, it is very, very vital that we as a community of women, men, whatever we want to be, it is very vital that we take heed to what is going on in our country. We need to open up our eyes and realize that we are losing so many people in this country. We're losing them by the thousands here. And it is ridiculous. Some people you hear about dying, about having mental health issues, and some people you don't hear about at all. Sometimes it can go as big as national, all the way down to just the local towns where they talking about it in the newspaper or word of mouth. You don't know what's going on in your area if you don't go out and talk about it and make people understand that there's nothing wrong with you getting help. All you have to do is open up your mouth. And if you are scared to talk about it, that's okay too. Let me be the shoulder that you can cry on, so that way if you want to talk about it, please understand we are here to listen. You have to be able to learn how to listen to people. Sometimes people don't want you to talk and open up your mouth. Majority of the times, a lot of these people just want you to be the ear and let them vent and let them talk. And a lot of us are not doing that anymore because we're too busy trying to take the situation and turn it into our own benefit. I learned that lesson a long time ago, and I honestly recommend that is not a great place because I've lost a lot of friends due to that. Yes, I spoke on friendships on Tuesday. Never went into much detail about it, but I'm actually talking about it today. Some of my friends I did lose because I was more concerned about what it is that I was doing and relating my situation to theirs instead of just being that listening ear and listening to what it is that they needed to say. Because a lot of people, especially who have depression or who have panic attacks, are willing to talk. It's just that they're constantly being shut out from other people because they are too busy talking about themselves. It's like they want to gloat about themselves instead of just being the ear that the person needs to talk. I promise you, if you was to open up your mouth, even if it was me, if it was me and you're talking to me, I would honestly want to listen to what you have to say. And I will give you my undivided attention to do so. Because the most important thing that we need to understand as a community of people is that we need to do something. We don't need to be on the sidelines or the outside looking into that glass house. We actually need to be the ones inside that glass house trying to knock that glass house down from the inside out, not from the outside in. What I mean is we don't need to be the ones judging people for what it is that they're going through. You don't know how that situation got there, how they got put into that situation. It may have been a reason that they were put into that situation because they couldn't help themselves or they did not have the mental capacity to do so. You never know what is going on with a person unless you ask. And even when you ask, if they decide not to tell you, you don't need to be upset about it. And it's okay if they don't tell you. But remember, when that person needs you, because more than likely they're going to come back to you because they remember that you was being genuine and you was being, authentic and about, listening to them. They're going to come back to you and they're going to remember that you was the one that tried to reach out to them and you was the one that tried to help them get to where they need to go. Try to save these people before they decide to take their lives. It did not make sense when I actually read about what happened to Kate Spade, and they said the reason why she did what she did was because, number one, she was battling those demons from years and years. To the fact that, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when her husband said he wanted a divorce. Ladies, please understand, a man is not worth killing your life for. And that's the God's honest truth. And I'm going to say it again. A man is not worth killing your life for, because that man will continue to go on and live his life and you are 6 feet underground or you are sitting in the urn. And that's real talk. They are not worth taking your life for. And if you feel like that you need a man because you're that dependent, I need for you to learn how to love yourself. And if you don't know how to love yourself, then find someone that can actually teach you how to love yourself. If you need that motherly figure or that second mother like we call them in the country, then find that person. Link up with that person and get the help that you deserve. And all of us out here, we're not here to jump and pounce on your back. We are actually here to help you get the help that you are looking for, to, the treatment that you're seeking. I know that I am one of those people. I was grateful that I had someone that could catch me before taking that last breath. That's the reason why I come to y'all today and to tell y'all, if you are going through any type of mental disability, if you have depression, if you have panic attacks, if anything is going on, especially depression, if you're feeling suicidal, you need to go get some help. And there's nothing wrong with it. If you don't have insurance, then you need to go to your health department and talk to someone about getting some type of insurance. If you are not working, then you need to get on Facebook, find a social group where you can learn how to bond and chat with those people in that group. Because I guarantee you're going to find somebody that is in the same situation as you. And they are going through the same thing that you're going through. And you're going to be the one that might be able to save them, as well as saving yourself. And that's real talk. Like I said, I wasn't going to keep y'all on long today, but I did want to speak that. Please, 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 women of color, get the help that you need. There's nothing wrong with talking to a counselor. There's nothing wrong with getting treatment for your depression or your panic attacks. There's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist. That's what they get paid for. That's what they get paid for. And if you feel like people are going to talk bad about you, let them talk. At least you are doing something. You are doing what you need to do to get the help that you need to continue to live your best life. Because what people fail to understand is that you only have one life to live. We are not given 9 lives like a cat. Because I guarantee you, if there were 9 lives like a cat, a whole bunch of us would be, this world would actually be so full that there would be nothing left here to do. We were given one life for a reason. One life for a reason. And when you take that last breath, there is no coming back. Some people think that committing suicide is the answer to all reason. I'm here to tell you it's not. Because there's help out here for you. And you can go out there and get the help that you need. Suicide is not the answer, because what you're doing is you're thinking that you're solving a problem when in actuality you're creating a bigger one by leaving somebody here. You leaving somebody on this earth to pick up the pieces from where you left off. And then that trickles down into their mind of having their own type of depression. Because you are gone. It doesn't solve anything. To me, suicide makes the problem worse. And that's real talk. So, women, men, get the help that you need. Parents, pay attention to your children. Listen to your kids when they're talking to you. Don't ignore your children. Because your children are the ones that are telling you what's going on with them. And if you're really good, you need to pay attention to the signs. Because they can give you the signs of depression. They don't even have to tell you. If you know your children as well as you claim you do, they actually give you the cues for themselves by their actions. They don't even have to speak words. Their action speaks volumes. Make sure you get the help that you need. Parents, pay attention to what your kids are going through. Get them the help that they need. Even if it comes down as a generation curse and the whole entire family is crazed out, all of y'all go get the treatment that you need. Arguing within the families don't work. It doesn't do not a bit of good for anybody. It actually makes the problem worse, especially when you're trying to track it back to where it came from and actually how it got started. And what you also need to do, make sure that whatever it is that you're going through, never allow your children to see. If you want your children to see what you're going through, explain to them what's going on with you. Your children will understand. Sometimes your children are the ones who can give you the encouragement better than an adult. I know because my son has done it to me. And he has given me encouragement. And his words spoke harder than the demons that was pumping into my brain. And I actually listened to what he had to say. And his words were powerful. So I was grateful that even though I did not want my son to know what was going on, I told him because he saw it for himself. And he asked, Mommy, what's going on? So when I know he's going through something, I go to him. Jay, what's going on with you? Rena, what's going on with you? Tell me what's going on, because I'm here to listen. We can figure out a solution together, not by itself. I love y'all very much. Get the help that you need. Even with the women that have postpartum depression, I know I was there. I had postpartum depression. They wanted to give me the pills before my pregnancy was over. That's how bad it was. But seriously, prayer works. And I'm a firm believer in it. Prayer works. There's nothing like getting down on your knees and praying to your God about you being delivered from the demons that are holding you down. And yes, that is a hard thing to do, because I even got to the point where I didn't even want to talk to God, and that wasn't me. When I realized that I didn't want to talk to him, and I talked to him every single day, I knew that my mind was converting over to something that I didn't even recognize anymore. And that's when I knew I needed to get the help that I deserved. And I went out and I sought a counselor on my own. Did it work? It did. Did I have a relapse? Yes, I did. And I can admit I had a relapse. But I was able to turn to the Bible itself and quote them scriptures like anybody else. And I want to say the one scripture, I cannot remember the scripture, but the one thing that kept me going was the serenity prayer. The serenity prayer is one of my favorite prayers. And I remember my mom had this mirror in her house where she had the serenity prayer written on it. I have no idea where that mirror was at. I think the mirror got lost and moved. But it was one of those prayers that spoke volumes to me. And the more I said those words, the stronger those words became as I gotten older. I didn't understand those words when I was younger, but now that I'm 34 years old, I actually have the serenity prayer on my wall. Not to mention that's my daughter's middle name. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. When I learned how to break those words down and learn how to accept what it is that I could not gain control of, I said, you know what, Lord? I can do anything that I can put my mind to. And I know that you can help me and make me better and bigger than where I was at before. I know that you can deliver me from this. The courage to change the things that I can. The things that I have control of. I know I was able to gain control of those situations. Those situations that I did not think was in my possession, I could actually make the change. And when I realized that, I gained the wisdom to know the difference. With that prayer, I was able to turn my life around with God's help and become a better person at where I'm at now in my life. That prayer has saved me many a nights and plenty of days. I'm not saying that that's the same prayer that you need to listen to. All I'm saying is that prayer helped me. What works for me may not work for you, and that's understandable and cool. But the main thing I want y'all to understand is if you need the help, seek help now. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you have depression. It's when you do not admit that you have depression when it becomes a problem. Y'all be blessed. I will talk to you later. Matter of fact, I will see you Monday night. We're going to talk about a whole new topic because I did mental health twice. I can't do mental health again unless somebody asks me to. Then I'll come at it at a different perspective, but still have the same thing. Get help now. I am going to put the suicide awareness hotline number. I will post it right here in this video. So that way, if you do need help, please call the suicide. If you're thinking about committing suicide, call the suicide helpline. If you cannot get through the suicide helpline, then I suggest you find somebody and you talk to that person. And if they're not willing to listen, then you find somebody else. Make suicide your last thing that you decide that you want to do. But by all means, you talk to him first, because he is the only one that's going to tell you exactly how to get through your situation. And he's going to let you know that he is going to be by your side all the way through. And that he will never, ever leave your side. He will never, ever leave your side. I've done a lot of crazy things in my life. And I can honestly promise you, if he wanted me gone, he would take me right now. So evidently, I must be doing something right, or I'm one of his special children, because he wants to use me as an example to reach those to reach y'all and to reach other people. And I will continue to keep doing what I'm doing, despite how all of y'all may feel. I don't care how you feel. Haters keep hating. Haters keep hating. Because I'm going to continue to try to reach y'all, to get y'all to understand you are not alone. Don't ever think that you are alone. If you want to talk to me, send me a message, inbox me. I am always available. And if I am not available, it's because I'm sleep, eating, or doing other things, or I'm in the street, or I'm making my stuff. But even then, I will respond to you. Don't ever feel like that you are alone, because you are never alone. There are over 1 million people here in this world that have depression. Trust me, you are never alone. The one thing that I just recommend that you do is get the help that you need and get the help that you deserve. If you do not believe in medications, take the holistic route. If you need essential oils, let me know. I do sell essential oils. Simple as that. Simple as that. It can't get any easier than that. But people, we need to stop taking our lives just because life doesn't allow or doesn't want us to go the way that we want it to go. That is nobody but the devil talking madness into your head. We are that stupid that we listen to what he says, and then when we take our life, he gets the last laugh, because we can't laugh anymore. We can't enjoy life anymore. We can't celebrate with our families anymore. We can't meet those holidays and those birthdays and those anniversaries and those friendversaries. We can't do the things that we used to anymore. We can't get up and go to work anymore. We can't go to our children's graduation anymore. Why? Because we sitting here listening to what the devil is telling us to do. And then we are, I call it stupid, because we allow something that small to get into our mindsets instead of listening to what God wants us to do. Because I'm trying to tell you, God is not the one that's telling you to take your life. That is the devil sitting here telling you to take your life, because he wants that control. And that's how he feels about it. So please be mindful. Get help. Find somebody to talk to. Do everything in your power before you decide suicide is the right answer. Y'all be blessed. I will see you on Monday night, 7:30. Peace.